Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pastor Devin Miller, the real pastor, the true pastor, bringing you this month's edition of Financial Matters. Why? Because financials matter. And this month we have a guest that will be talking with us, Catherine Agada, who is a financial analyst. And I always think that an analyst is a little different than a planner because a planner, kind of walks you through, gives you the products that they have to sell and see if you want them. Now, we're going to talk about products here, but not right away because, on this podcast, we believe that education and information is more important than just making money. So we're going to educate before we talk about the products that you can use, because again, we think that's important. So she will be coming on shortly, but just wanted to let you know that we'll be on. She will be our guest all month. So we're going to be talking about, as we always try to do. We're going to be talking about who she is and why she does what she does. Then next week we're going to talk about um, why it's important to analyze your finances in this type of way. The third week, we're going to talk more about the product specifically, and then on that fourth week, we will talk about how, if you're interested, how you can get in contact with Miss Agata and move forward in your financial journey. All right. So with all of that said, I'm going to bring on Miss Agata and we will start our conversation. Or as we like to say, our conversation. Miss Agata, Catherine, how are you?
I'm good, Reverend. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. Thank you. Uh,
Great.
Welcome to Financial Matters. Um, we don't believe in messing around, so we're going to get right into it. So first of all, this is the why day. Or the who day and the why day. So tell us who you are and why you got interested in becoming a financial. And I introduced you as a financial analyst because I think that's more important. But correct me if I'm wrong, and we'll go from there. So tell us who you are.
Great. Thank you for having me on your show, Pastor Miller. My name is Catherine Agada. I'm a financial literacy trainer
Okay.
in wealth management, creation, and protection, so that people can stop guessing about their future and start building a very strategic financial future for them and their families.
So
So, I am a financial professional and I've been in the business going to my fifth year, educating our communities, small businesses, individual families, and professionals who want to start savings, who wants to start securing their retirement or planning their future but don't know where to start. So I am here today to talk about the fundamentals on building, because planning is the key. You can't just automatically assume that, oh, things will take care of itself in the future. No. The reason I got into this business is because many people pay a lot of taxes that they shouldn't, and not securing the whatever they are building already. No protection. They keep relying on risky plan or taxable plan and hoping that things will turn around in the end. So I got into it to help them know their options, reposition if at all, um, portfolios where it needs to be, or accounts. You can call it savings accounts, you can call it retirement, whatever you want to name it. But what you have, is it working for you?
mm,
Like we discussed earlier, the subject of money is not taught in school.
right.
It is in home, It is practical based on what you have to work for. Robert Kiyosaki says it's not so much of how much you make, but how you make that money work for you.
Hmm.
How much you keep that money. Are you keeping it away from losing making money and losing money? Are you saving yourself taxes that you should not be paying? Are you letting the system eat into it or help you to keep it? So it's how much you know about that money, how much you let that money work for you. And the best person to take care of money is you. Understanding how money works is our main calling. We have to know so we'll be able to take care of our generation.
Right. Okay. So in this crazy economic times that we're in, what are you finding is the greatest challenge for most people to really think long term, and not look at what I can make now?
That is a great question. Right now, there are many things that are major concerns out there for many people, whether you are individuals just starting out, you are a business that is growing, and these are in the areas of market.
Mhm.
Where are you saving your retirement funds? So I always have three questions I ask people. The first one is, do you have enough, or wherever you are saving do you have enough to live beyond social security? Or are you going to outlive your income? Are you
Mhm.
going to go back to working after you retired? What are your plans
Mhm.
for your retirement income? And there is solution out there. You just have to ask the right questions. Then we are concerned about the market. Many people are relying on the traditional retirement account like 401k, the
Mhm.
IRS accounts. But these are variables that is dependent on the market. The growth could be okay, but what if the market falls? What happened to your savings and retirement plans if the market falls between 30 to 40%, which happens every 8 years?
Mhm.
I Do you have something saved out there? Or are you able? And the other concern is the healthcare. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't know that the cost of healthcare is tied to our finances. Medicare is not meant for everybody. There are certain income level you're not going to get any Medicare help when you need Medicare.
Mhm.
The cost of Medicare is going so high that if you don't start now, you may end up not having, and you may end up being on your own, not having enough to take care of you when you needed that medical help. So these are three areas mostly that are biting people, and of course the taxation, the costing, the rising cost of taxes. Are you letting using only tax deferred accounts to grow your income or grow your network? When the time comes for retirement, you are going to be faced with higher taxes. So this is a time to start moving funds around to a tax-free accounts so that you don't completely have to rely on paying a lot more tax in the end.
Okay. So are you finding, again, the younger generations are making a lot more money than we did in our generations, and so, with all the opportunities to the younger generation, are you finding that the clients that you draw to, or you are that are drawn to you, are they more the Gen Zers? Are they more the baby boomers? Where are they falling in these type of conversations?
Good question. Right now, I work more with the baby boomers because of retirement.
Okay.
The baby boomers have spent time building a profitable business, but some of them are worried that they are not protected.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are worried they're paying too much to Uncle Sam.
Okay.
That is eating into their bottom line. And where are the places to put it to save on tax? They have a leaking, crippling taxes. But also, I also noticed that some of them have not planned. They just
Mm-hmm.
rely on what their job did many years ago, their 401k. Many people are not even. So, right now, yes, on that side, I work with a lot of baby boomers trying to make sure that whatever they have saved right now can be turned to income for life.
Okay.
There are no point building and waiting at the last minute to look up to see, oh, will it last me? Would I
Right.
outlive my money? But right now,
Right.
a simple calculation can show you where you are right now. I have a calculation to can show you income gap so that you can begin to build, close it up. It's not necessarily so much about saving. It could be about what you have right now. We can move it to a place that can guarantee you income for life. There are things
Mm-hmm.
like that, but people don't know about it. When it comes to Jesus, the biggest mistake they're making is as, of course, they believe they have time. So they are
Right.
putting all their nest in either the stock market or these risky accounts. And it's okay. There is
Mm-hmm.
no reason why you can. But the rule of thumb is that that's what they call the rule of 100 minus your current age from 100, whatever that remains, take that money and redistribute. Do not focus all on the market because the
Mm-hmm.
market is goes down. I mean, and when the market go down, it can go up. But the
Right.
time period, what you lost, the time period it takes to go up, people lose that money, but they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
it's not automatic. It can go back again, but the Gen Zs needs to also know that building a financial foundation starts with protection. So they
Mm-hmm.
need life insurance, which nobody's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
How can you invest everything you have out there in the market, but your life, which is making the money, is not protected?
Right.
So you
Right.
protect. And the
Right.
good thing is that right now, life insurance protection is not about death benefit anymore. Because right now, you can protect the life, you can protect that investment, you can
Mm-hmm.
protect your taxes, you can protect your market risk, all in one life insurance. So the Zenzis are more like out there trying to do their stuff, but the education that we're providing, this is the time to first get protection. Second, work on your debt, manage your debt. Third, save, and then fourth, invest.
Okay. Okay.
Protection, debt management, savings, and investment. That's the real foundation, financial foundation to build on.
Sure. And we'll talk, of course, more about that next week, because we want to be able to give ample time to each one of those. Because on this show we try to educate. It's really about education
Yes,
because, and especially in our communities, because we don't get it, and because we are more consumers than we are investing, even in ourselves. Every commercial, every gimmick, everything that looks flashy and all of that draws our attention. And then we get into it and realize there's work, and then it's like then we feel like we've either failed or we feel like we've wasted our money, which then makes us more skeptical and skittish with the next person that comes around, because quite frankly that's me. I mean, I have a lot of people that come to me and, oh, you have this platform, oh, you got all these people, oh, you can make this money and you can do this and you can retire, and I'm like, you don't know if I have any selling skills. You don't know if I have any, marketing skills. You don't know how many people I know. You just see me as a pastor or as a bishop or out there, and you think, oh well, here's a good guy to get into this thing, and I'm like, no, tell me more about it. And that's really why we created this show, is for people just to learn before they decide. And so, like I said, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of it next week. But and so I'm just kind of asking some general questions, because a lot of people that I come across have, well, I heard, or I thought, or they didn't tell me. And so that's what I'm trying to do today. And so one of those is the whole concept of what your job offers you as retirement versus what you control in what they offer you as retirement. Because I when I teach premarital counseling, I always tell the couples we have a finance piece, and I always tell them, make sure that you stay whatever. Now you can correct me. I always say make sure you stay with a company long enough that they match what you put in your 401 before you think about leaving, so that you're leaving with everything you get at that company before you go to the next company. Is that good advice?
That's absolutely good
Okay.
advice. Even though, even though, if you have something out there that could triple what they're offering you, you're not gonna just because you're waiting for the match.
Right.
Most people don't even contribute up to the match to start with, but it's a very good advice because you don't want to leave money on the table, right? But
Right.
I'm not going to, yeah, unless you have a better opportunity that that will double it. But I also advise, in addition to that, do um, company match contribution in your 401k,
Hmm.
but only up to what they are matching if you can afford it. Never do more than the matching,
Right.
because any money above what they are matching is a waste of your money. You
Hmm.
are saving it for Uncle Sam.
Right.
Uncle Sam is giving you a seed of corn and say, hey, I'm going to allow you to be putting money here, put it down, grow it. I'm not going to tax you. Just do your thing, be putting money for me. When it matures, now I'm going to tax you on the matured corn. So
Right.
you are paying on 1 million instead of paying on $1 right now.
Right.
So the only reason that you want to match, to contribute up to the match, is because you are getting something back. Again,
Right.
don't leave money on the table, but
Right.
don't do beyond the match because it's for Uncle Sam. And
Right.
if you are in a place where they're not matching, don't even do 401k.
Hmm.
What is the use of 401k? They're not going to match it for you. Go put it in an account that is secured, tax deferred, that you
Yeah.
can only pay tax on what is taken, not
Taking out.
on everything, and
Right.
a few years from now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as we go into the discussions over the week, they're going to know which account is which and who to
Mhm.
talk to, who can help them. The
Okay.
key is, critically, you want to put your money where your money will work for you. You want to put your dollar where it gives you more than one benefit, because what they
Hmm.
are giving us in the bank is one to one. They're just holding
Hmm.
it for us
Right.
and giving us it, some call it interest, but most of the time it's not even anything that we can see and
Right.
appreciate. When you put your money out there in the stock is good,
Hmm.
but it's giving you one to one, meaning it's only giving you investments that could go up or go down, but it's
Right.
not giving you any other thing. It's not giving you any other protection with
Hmm.
healthcare. It's not giving you protection with lawsuit, nothing. So then you also have to know where to put your money so that it can guarantee you income after you've left your job. So
Okay.
there are many
Okay.
opportunities and possibilities.
Right. Right. Okay. So the other question that I always have about that is transfer. So if you're going to another job and you have your 401k in a current job, what I always tell people is get you a Roth or a private IRA so that you can roll it without taxes. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay.
That is true, but there is better than IRA. Well, it's IRA either way,
Right,
but
right.
yes, when you are
Okay.
leaving your job, you're definitely one mistake you don't want to make is take the money. Because
Hmm.
if you take the money without rollover, you
They're
are
gonna
paying
tax.
a lot of tax and
Right,
you're paying penalty unless
right.
you're 59 and a half.
Okay.
But if you roll it over to Roth or another IRA, you are not going to pay any penalty. You're not going to
Hmm.
pay taxes until maturity.
Okay.
Now, um what I advise my clients and what
Hmm.
I do with financial literacy, I show them the different portfolios. So it's no longer go and put it in this one or
Right.
go and put
Okay.
it in this IRA.
Okay. Yeah.
No, because you want to move it. Now you strategically move it to where you are getting the benefits, where
Okay.
you are not going to be disturbed by the market, where you are not going to lose it as a result of debts or anything like that. So yes,
Mhm.
the good thing is you move it free. If you're
Okay.
moving it with any financial profile, it should be free for you.
Hmm.
Um, I will be advising eventually on where to move your 401k so you get the most benefit, including extra or additional income right away without you having to put in any more money than you have.
Okay. Okay. And then the third thing, because like I said, when I do premarital, typically it's young couples with with expendable income, and what I tell them is, or I suggest to them, I hate saying tell, what I suggest to them is that much like what you had said, put some in in a fluid account, which is checking, put some in a savings account that gains interest, put some,
For
in
emergency.
yep, some in investments. We kind of talk about all types of investments. I'm not a financial person. I tell them that up front, but I've been around long enough to know what works and what doesn't. And so, and then I tell them not only invest in if you want the market and things like that, but also invest in people. If you have a friend who has a small business and they're looking to expand and you've got some expandable, expendable income, invest in us. And you may not get a lot, but you're building our community, and creating partnerships and collaboration. So with that, my question is, with exposable income, is there a I know there's been the formula of either 80/20 or 70/30. And what I mean by that is learning how to live off of 70% of your income and using the 30% to put into church, 10% investments, 10% and savings, 10%. And then if you don't go to church, then it's an 80/20 and it's investments and savings. Does that rule still work today, or is it much more expandable, especially with those that have disposable income?
Thank you. Yeah, I would say that rule doesn't work so much
Okay.
because what works or what we should be looking at is how to create wealth.
Okay.
We can't sit on the disposable income you have and
Hmm.
just give it away without
Hmm.
trying to multiply it. When we have the couple or whoever has to learn how to build, create wealth for
Okay.
generation.
Okay.
There are tools to help you create wealth without you
Hmm.
doing much. And then when you now are able to generate wealth or create it to life, now you can give out.
Hmm.
You can use it for charity, build a community. I'm not saying that. I mean,
Right.
as Christians, as believers, we must always bring out that 10% to give, to build.
Right.
I also believe, like you said, in investing in people because it is what goes around come around.
Sure.
When our community is being blessed and you're training more, you find out that you are richer than just the money you have out there.
Mm-hmm.
But before you can do that, or rather, but in addition to that,
Mm-hmm.
we need to know how to create wealth.
Right. Right.
My mission is leave no family behind. One,
Mm.
show you how to create wealth, where to put your money to generate um generational wealth that
Mm.
could pass on.
Right.
They have been doing it, but we didn't know the tools that they've been using to do
Yep.
it.
Yep.
That's why you see them go to college without loans. But
Mm-hmm.
we have an opportunity to also leverage on what they don't normally give us when you go to the bank to build our wealth. That's one.
Right.
Then we talk about protection. How do we
Mm-hmm.
transfer it? Do you know, Pastor Miller, that many people go to GoFundMe not because of number one reason for GoFundMe is not because of illness or
Mm-hmm.
because of um whatever. It is because of debt.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you die in this country and you do not know have any protection for your loved ones, the government comes to freeze up everything. So people go to GoFundMe because apart from not having money, apart from people that don't
Right.
even
Right.
have it or
Right.
save it for anything, but
Yeah.
their families can't even get the 5,000 that was saved because
Mm-hmm.
everything is frozen.
Right.
So we have to learn how to build wealth, how to transfer it. Wealth transfer is systematic if you put your money in the right place so that no government or anybody will determine who and what goes to your family immediately. Yes, people say trust. Trust is okay, but trust is you still have to hire an attorney, you still have to pay
Mm.
for it, you still have to go through the court system. But there is
Okay.
an account or places that you can do to buy. What we should be thinking about is how to bypass or bypass the court system so that you
Right.
have your own decision to make, not the court.
Okay.
Also, as far as and going back to your question, yes, you have to grow to save,
Mm-hmm.
then to transfer, and then to give.
Right.
Giving is part of being wealthy. If you
Right.
don't give,
Right.
you can never consider yourself that you are rich. And that because
Right.
that's why God gave it to you in the first place. So
Mm-hmm.
you be able to, and you remember, because those who give are more even blessed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. And yeah, because I think the the challenge I'll say in especially in black and brown communities is
Mhm.
because we oftentimes start with nothing.
Yes.
And so when we get something, we want to enjoy it or flaunt it, one of the two, And so, this is a shift really in our thinking more so than just having money. I think we've oftentimes just focused on making more money, but we don't talk about protecting the money. We
Yes.
don't talk about transferring the money, you know. And so, like you said, I had someone on here a couple of months ago that talked about trust because I always talk from a standpoint of I don't know. I don't come from oh well you're wrong. I don't know. I'm talking to you like somebody that you're trying to get into this because I don't know. I grew up in an era where you kept some money in the house, just in case something happened. You always keep a couple dollars in the house, you know, and over time I would recommend to some couples to have a safe, to have a place where you keep, $200 or $300 in the house just in case. You ain't got to touch it,
Yes.
but just in case. Um, and especially if you make, if you're in the middle to upper income, then you see it on TV all the time. It's like somebody goes in the other office and they open up the safe. It's like, but it's always in white houses. You don't see black houses with no safe. Our safe was the mattress. We stuff it under the mattress. Or
I
in my
still have
case,
my
I keep it
mattress. I still save on
right.
my mattress.
Yeah. And then if
But
you
that's
get
for
rid of the
emergency, yeah.
you get rid of the mattress, you forgot you had the money in there, and then they get rich. So, I think, what we try to do is educate, but also do a mind shift, and that this is not something that is foreign. Even though it is foreign, it's not foreign, because a lot of what we created in our community was because people saved, they invested in each other, and they built.
Yes.
A lot of our black colleges was on that deal. It's like the community paid for that college. It wasn't just benefactors and donors. They got to that point as they blood, sweat, and teared it to get it to a point where other people invested in it. But the piece we've often missed is investing in ourselves. We'll invest in, but what about you? What are you doing for yourself and for your children and for your children's children?
That's
Because it's a generational teaching. I had to tell my boys are my son is turning 34 next week, and then my 28-year-old just turned 28 in January, and there are no kids, no real responsibilities outside of paying the rent at the house and things like that, and they make decent money, and so I've trying to teach them now. It's like, okay, do you have life insurance? You don't have to get the big 40, 50, 100,000. Just get a little bit to get started, so that you get into a habit
yes.
of putting a little bit of your money someplace else. And then with all my sons, I've said that it's like, start learning now, when you don't have anybody running around, to put some money aside and just let it be. Because that's the other part, is investing is about not touching. It's about leave it there until unless, but not having the ability to touch it, but getting into the habit of not touching it so that it can grow. Is that good advice?
I'm so glad you touched on that because I don't know if you've been hearing about the new life insurance that comes with living benefit.
Yeah.
Some people call it investment account. Life
Mm,
insurance is really not an investment account, but it's a long-term savings where you go put your money and let it sit a little bit
yes.
and let it grow and turn into real money that you
Hmm.
can never in your life be able to save or have, even if you're working. Or
Right.
now, it's a good advice because a lot of the young ones, they just is and not thinking life insurance, like I said before, because they're thinking it's for death. No.
Yes. Yes.
Now, life insurance was revamped to now be a tool that you can use to save long term
Hmm.
for you, for your children, and your children's children. The
Okay.
new life insurance, the way it was, and we're going to go into details later, but
Right.
the
Right.
way it works before, everybody know about life insurance and they think about term
Hmm.
because term is strictly give me your money. I keep, if you die, I give it
I
to
give it
your,
back.
I give it to your people. If you don't
Right.
die, I keep it. Of
Right.
course, that's that's, and I don't blame anybody for not wanting to go there. But now you have a life insurance where you give me your money to the insurance company or to the financial company. They take a bit of it to insure your life. If you die, they give the money to your family, your children.
Hmm.
The rest they use it to invest for you. They
Hmm.
put it in a compound interest account. They start growing it. They start growing it. You're not allowed to take it. Maybe in 3 years, in 5 years. And
Okay.
that's the what you're saying, putting it away for long term. Maybe
Right.
in 7 years, the money has tripled 10 times because they are growing it to you in the same market, but you're not going to lose that money. And then you
Hmm.
can go there anytime and take from your life insurance and you start using it for your
Right.
children's college. I know people, some of my clients, they come to us to have a life insurance for their children so that they can use it to go to college.
Right.
Because now, tax free, because
Yeah.
now they can go in there and take it anytime. So
Hmm.
life insurance, like you're telling your sons, is a good thing that many people don't know, that it is for living. You
Right.
can use it for living benefits. If you are sick today, you no longer have to worry or rely on paying your deductible. The life insurance is going to give you some money from your life insurance to take care of yourself.
Mm.
They
Okay.
also give you the money, to, like I said, to use for emergencies, to use
Right.
for college in your life insurance bucket. How many
Right.
people know that? And
Right.
it's all tax
Right.
free, and all market protected. And what they are giving you in buckets, in life insurance bucket like IUL, is way more than what they are giving you in your city, in your bank accounts.
Right.
So the education is there for people to
Hmm.
know that they need to diversify their portfolio. They need to protect, they need to conserve their spending, they
Hmm.
need to save, and they need to invest.
Right.
And that's where that rule comes in, the rule of
Yeah.
it's that you can now take a portion of it and invest. If you want to invest it in the market, the stock, you can, but you cannot do take everything, because if you take everything you have and put it and rely on 401k, rely on the stock market, rely on traditional IRA,
Hmm.
what if the market falls 30 or 20 40%?
Right.
You have to start all over. So
Right.
diversity is
Right.
the key, but protection is the foundation.
Okay. Okay. And then as we get close to wrapping up, why is now such a good time with the economy the way it is, Trump going crazy, all of that kind of
I
stuff,
didn't want to
prices,
mention
inflation,
any name yet.
you, you know, why is it important now for
Pastor
people to
Miller,
be
is
thinking
very,
about
very
what's going
crucial
on?
now than before. It's not even about the president,
Okay.
because the country is already in trouble. The
Right.
country is is swallowing in debts. And
Hmm.
who are going to pay these debts? Eventually, it's taxpayers. So, if not now, but in the future, the taxes are going up. And when the taxes keep rising, and we, especially even the younger ones, have to pay this tax, then they'll find that they don't have enough. Not going to, after paying all those taxes, they're going to be able to outlive their income.
Right.
No, because the taxes are waiting for you to pay even a higher bracket. Then,
Right.
secondly, because of that and what is going on, inflation is already eating up people's money.
Yes.
Inflation, like you say, why now? Why now? Because you need to safeguard your money from the future tax. You need to safeguard your money from inflation, current inflation. You need to safeguard your money from the future health care. Healthcare cost is economically going up. So
Right.
it is very important that this is the time to start building for your health, protecting your health care cost. Like I
Right.
said, only I'm talking about now for the pre-retirees and those who are going to be needing health care soon. Only
Hmm.
20%. Medicare gives you only 20%
Mm.
to follow up. And after for a few days, and after that you still have a lot of co-pay to do. So many people are not going to be able to choose the right homes, the right long-term care homes. So they will be completely on their own. But if they are able to plan now, have a life insurance, will take care of these things without them lifting a finger, without them saving
Mm.
extra money for healthcare. So
Right.
there is a need to educate. This is the time, because the economy is not looking good on us. Many people will say, "Oh, when he leaves, it's going to be better." Yeah, but the next person is still going to think about how to solve the the debt issues that brings in the taxes.
Yep.
We don't have money for Medicare. Medicare is going.
Yeah.
And as long as there's no money, people are losing their job. AI is taking over. As long as people don't have the money now, to inflation will go crazy.
Yeah.
So this is now the time to start looking on your finances and see where you can save yourself some future disaster, because it's coming. If you
Yeah.
go to Pastor Miller, you on YouTube. If you follow the trends, you see that we're in trouble. People now need to start, putting away. And the thing I know is that, like you said, many people don't already have savings. They don't know. But I like to start from where you are.
Hmm.
I'd like you to start from where you are. If it is putting away $30, your burger money every month, start it to do something with it.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about what can happen um, if your social security is not able to sustain you in the future, which of course we also know that social security is in trouble.
Yeah.
So where are you going to be able to get the money to fill income your income, so that you will not have to live at some point without money? Otherwise you're going to work for the rest of your life. And all these things are things that only financial knowledge, planning can help, at least to erase, to ease the catastrophe. You may not be 100, get to 100% where you want to be, but at least you start somewhere. Failure to
Right.
start, failure
Right.
to plan is planning to fail.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to give that teaser for people to come back next week,
Oh yeah.
because we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of it, of how it works and why and all of that, under your tutelage. I appreciate you for this afternoon, giving the why and who you are, because when it comes to our money, it's not just trusting somebody with our money. We got to trust the person with our money, And so
That's
I do these shows because it's like I'm just a connector. My job is to connect people that need the information with the people that have the information, so that we can become better. We have got to become better, and I think there's no better place for us to become better is by the leadership of the church.
yes.
And so that's why I do this on Wednesdays. And so looking forward to next week, same bat time, same bat channel. But then we're going to get into the what. What is it, and why and how. That's what we're going to talk about next week. You don't want to miss next week, folks, because this lady right here will be back, and she's coming with slides and pictures and all of that. So tell your friends and tell your enemies too, because they probably need it more than you do.
That's right.
But let
And we
them know.
also
Go
think
ahead.
about, Pastor Miller, what also we're going to talk about before we finish the financial series is how people can now get an extra income.
Yes.
Because if you don't have it and you know you need it, then we'll talk about how you can open up and for multiple income stream. In this
Yeah.
economy, nobody should survive on one income now.
Right. Right. That's week 3.
Okay.
So we're going step by step so people can absorb, so that they can make a righteous decision. So I got you. Don't worry, I got you. We get it. We cover it all on financial matters. Why? Because financials matter. So until next time, this is Pastor Devin Miller. Miss Catherine Agada. She will be our guest all month. So she's going to be teaching us and helping us understand, so that we can make those decisions that will benefit not just us, but will benefit generations. So until next time, excuse me. Don't forget, we are teaching tonight at 8:30 Central Time on A Candid Conversation with Pastor Devin Miller on our YouTube channel, Clear Faith Christian Ministries. And we're also going to be live on TikTok. So if you can't get this, you got your phone, you can be on TikTok and getting some word as well. So we'll be on tonight at 8:30. You don't want to miss it. We are moving in our book, Knowing God by J.I. Packer. We're almost finished, but we're getting into the meat. So you want to be with us on tonight if you can. And again, tell somebody, because we all need to spread the word of just not only finances, but our spiritual health as well. The word says, I would wish that you are prosperous and in good health, even as your soul prospers. So it's about the soul and it's about the natural. That's what we cover with Clear Faith Christian Ministries. So until next time, may God's richest and greatest blessings be yours. Peace.
Ma'am, peace. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you for having me.